What's going on there? What was on your television last night?
Only 7 games left. Only
Yeah.
7 games.
They put up a good fight. We'll talk more about the Stones, but
Good fight against the Bucks bench.
Middleton's out there, so that counts. The
Okay,
former
one
the former
starter.
Detroit Piston.
No Giannis, no Jrue Holiday, no Jay Crowder, no Dragic.
Tough game for the fans. You know what I mean? Nothing like seeing nothing like paying an NBA ticket and then seeing just
Yeah, I saw some stuff on Twitter last night about the Pistons and handling their season tickets for next year and how I believe prices are going up.
really.
Yeah. Friend was texting us, I'm not getting season tickets next year. Like, the price is going up. The perks aren't that great. Like, what's the point?
The nerve after having three. And we talked about this yesterday. 3 of the 5 worst seasons in franchise history have taken place since 2019. How could you raise the price of your season tickets? For what?
Hope.
I mean, the Illiches have to pay. Tom Gores has to pay more rent so that the Illiches can pay for the hotel getting built in the parking lot.
I mean, I hope that's not all coming out
If
of the
only
same
the Pistons
pocket.
owned a building where they could have played at.
That they put like $10 million into like 6 months prior to blowing it up.
Look, the Palace is the Palace. Like it,
The Palace
Yeah,
was
but-
a great venue.
it's
But
a
if
great
you're
venue,
gonna-
but it's a terrible location.
Yeah, but if you're going to be tearing down a team and rebuilding and be very money conscious, I don't think leaving a building you own to go pay rent is the smartest business decision.
No, but I don't know if anybody assumed it would be this bad. I don't know if anybody thought it was going to be this god awful since moving into Little Caesars Arena. And to be honest with you, I mean, that's why, I get it. I get the bottom line. I think it's just a travesty, though. I really do. I think it's sad. I think it's sad that you're going to try it because, I mean, you haven't been able to roll out your best lineup since, what, the second week of the season? Is that what it's been?
Yeah,
12 games?
Yeah, I don't know how many. Did Cade play 12?
Yeah, 12 games. And to be honest with you, it's such a crapshoot with NBA tickets anyways because you never know who's going to play. Like, this is one of those things where, like, the consumer could hit the pocket. They could if they wanted to. I had a buddy that flew out to L.A. because he wanted a bucket list item, and he's not some sort of, like, IT tech guy. He's a tradesman. But he wanted to go to a Lakers game, and he wanted to see Lakers Warriors. Like, that's what he wanted to see. And so I asked him, I said, well, when you went out there, who played? And he was like, man, I'm like, hey, that's my point. Like, how do you continue to try to market a product where your stars show up 70% of the time? Sometimes less. For load management, for fake injuries, for I can't play on a back-to-back. Like, it really is such a stain on the product that it's aggravating. Like, the Ryan telling me that his friend said that season ticket prices are going up that's going to bother me all day. It's going to bother me all day.
It's just bizarre how things have changed because when we were kids, like, we would look forward to regular season games. Do you remember, like, the Pacers?
Yeah.
The Pacers would be in town,
And
everybody would be talking about it at school.
And
like,
the thing is, too, it's like, it's not just when we were kids. It's when our parents were younger. Like, it's this new generation of player because every generation go up to it got to experience players playing.
Yeah, it really.
So it's not like, things were better. They were better for everyone that was a fan of the NBA.
Up until about 2005, when Greg Popovich began load management for his stars, and it has hit the league like a
it
plague.
was way later than 2005. Like
it might have been-
2011.
No, it might have been earlier when Pop
No.
Somewhere
when Pop
we'll
started low
cut in the
management,
middle
yeah.
and call somewhere between 2005 and 2011, somewhere in that time frame with the Spurs. That's when it caught fire.
And now everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
You got guys on losing teams that are managing their workload. Like, stop.
Pistons.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's bad. It's bad. Like, watching that game last night, I'm like, well, at least Jaden Ivey's out there and Jalen Duren's out there, so that gives you a reason. As for Killian Hayes, I saw the first tweet from somebody outside of me that said, "There's no way that Killian's on this team next year," and I was like, "Well, that's refreshing. That's refreshing." So that would mean that Killian Hayes gone, Sadiq Bey gone, Isaiah Stewart just
Fifth
a
center.
guy. That's a really bad first draft class. 3 picks in the first round, and 1 guy's on your team, and he's going to be coming off the bench because he should be coming off the bench because he's a role player. Like, that's what he is. He is not a starter in the NBA. That's a really bad opening class there, Mr. Weaver. Cade Cunningham, we'll see. We shall see. I'm still not 100% sold on it, just because I think the butterfly effect of that pick with Killian Hayes, I think that really changed the course of the franchise. I'm hoping that Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren are the answer moving forward. So that's about all we had for local sports. And that was it. And by the way, we do have our winner for our Pistons home and away trip, which I think is very
Tigers.
exciting. What'd I say?
Pistons.
Oh, they're on my mind. That's the problem. Can you imagine we're going to send you to Minnesota to watch the Timberwolves Pistons?
Do you think the Pistons will get invited to the CBI this year?
You think? That's good. That's good. Well played there, sir. Sean Higgins from Woodhaven is our winner of our Tigers opening day home and away promotion. So congratulations to Sean Higgins in Woodhaven.
Woodhaven
Sean,
Warriors, nice.
yeah. So he's going down to Tampa Bay. He and a friend or his spouse or whoever he wants to take. They're going down to Tampa Bay, 3-night stay in luxurious Tampa, Florida. By the way, I think it's a highly underrated city. He'll go to the Rays-Tigers game and then be able to stay down there. Airfare and all that is included, and then they'll come back and they'll get to go to opening day. Tigers Red Sox first week of April. So congratulations to Sean Higgins in Woodhaven. And if you know Sean in Woodhaven, then you need to tell him that we talked about him today on the radio and say, hey, I heard him talking about you, in case Sean is not listening.
You're like, hey,
at
you
this
have any
moment.
plans this week? You know, I took the week off work for no reason.
I got a couple vacation days.
Yeah.
PTO.
Like,
I
what's
like
up?
baseball. Little water cooler talk there. I like it. So the Pistons, I'm still in shock at this news over. I almost want to go to their website right now and see how much season tickets are. If they just tell you that you got to be put on that list and then they contact you at a later date with, information. Maybe I should just fill out a form as if I'm somebody fake, just for research purposes to see. But the Pistons lose 126 to 117 to the Milwaukee Bucks. Now 16 and 59 on the season. They're close, folks. They're close. They stay at 16 and 66. That's going to be it right there. That's going to be tied for the worst year in franchise history. Pretty storied franchise, too, starting all the way off in, Fort Wayne in the 40s. And here we are. We find ourselves with a losing season of epic proportions that I don't think anybody could have thought it was going to be this bad. And it is gross. Losing streak now extends to 6 games with a road trip to go see SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder upcoming on the docket. Last night, Marvin Bagley, he had 16 and 9. Isaiah Livers at 4 of 5 shooting, had 9, 6, and 2. He was 1 of 1 from 3. Little step back action in the paint, like that shot. That look from him. James Wiseman had 14 and 6. Jaden Ivey had 32 points and 9 of 19 shooting. He was 3 of 6 from 3, 11 of 12 from the free throw line, 32 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Can you imagine a day when Killian Hayes could do something like that? 32, 8, and 8. Boy, he is a special talent. That's a real NBA player. I'm sorry, it feels like there's a Furby running up my nose. So if you're watching on camera and you're like, what's he still
Dude.
why is he itching his nose? I'm like, dude, what is going on?
My sinuses are a disaster right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like it almost like somebody's got a feather going on up there. It's itching the hell out of me. Killian Hayes finished with 14 points on 6 of 17 shooting. He had 3 rebounds, 5 assists. It is what it is. Jalen Duren off the bench, 18 and 10. I want to see him play more. And I think that, for the future of this program, I don't know. I think you play Duren at the 5, Bagley at the 4, and then you see, right now, I don't mind them tinkering with Wiseman and Bagley out there at the same time. I don't mind them tinkering with Duren and Bagley out there. I think that Marvin Bagley is a true 4, and I think that that's why adding Wiseman and Duren is kind of nice because you could put Isaiah Stewart, if he ever comes back to the lineup, you could put him at his true position of number 4. Bagley can play a 4. But defensively, dude, they get so lost on possessions where, it's 1 or 2 passes and guys are scrambling all over the place. It's like, how did that happen?
Because they don't pass. They don't understand that a couple passes, you get guys out of position. They don't do that. Like it's iso ball all the time.
Goodness gracious. I mean, we had guys running around in circles last night trying to catch up to the basketball, and it's like, what are we doing from a concept and from a fundamental standpoint? What is being taught here on defense that it felt like there were times throughout last night's game, they didn't even know their assignment. Like, I don't even know, like, who's my guy? Who am I guarding? That's one of the real sticklers, right? You get out there, if you're watching on the bench, whoever you're subbing in for, normally at the youth level here, right? We're going very basic. The youth level here, whoever you're subbing in for, you have got to guard their guy. So it's important that you pay attention when you're on the bench, because if you go in there and you don't know who you have, you might come right back out. That might happen.
Or you say, who you got?
Who you got?
6. Okay.
Thank you. Is it that hard? Is it that hard? I mean, it is. It's just preposterous. So Duren with it. That is the one good thing, the saving grace for me, is Jalen Duren and Jaden Ivey, because between the two of them, they had 50 points. They had 18 rebounds. They had 11 assists and a steal. Like, that's fantastic. Like, good for them. Like, that's what I want. That's what I want for those two. R.J. Hampton doesn't give you much. Corey Joseph doesn't give you much. And that's...
You wanted R.J. Hampton to. I wanted it. He's, he's like super athletic and just has springs for legs, but you don't get anything out of it.
Sometimes, guys are really athletic like that, and there just isn't like the basketball guy isn't there. You know what I mean? Like, where's the basketball player? I don't need hoopers, as they're so often referred to as, right? Everyone's like, oh, are you a hooper or a basketball player? I want to be a basketball player. Like, a hooper doesn't last long in the league. People will refer to Kevin Durant as a hooper. Like, no, the dude could play. He can play basketball. I did see that the Pistons did sign Eugene Omoruyi for a 2-year deal, which includes a team option for 23-24, according to league sources. So congratulations to Eugene, who has a PhD. The best line Dwayne Casey said all year. His PhD stood for, what was it? Poor, hungry, and determined, or something like that. I absolutely, I thought it was great. I loved it so much I forgot what it was. There is at least one good thing about the Detroit Pistons' loss to the Milwaukee Bucks last night. This comes from Terry on the West Side, our lead research analyst. Detroit's season is one game closer to being over. Jaden Ivey scored 32 points to lead the Pistons, while ex-Detroiter Chris Middleton led the Bucks with 34. Projected season-ending record is now 17-65. I'm going to miss Terry's daily takes as he let us know that he would be retiring from his post where I don't know if he's going to continue on through Tiger season or if this Piston season has been so bad it's taken so much out of him that he will not be able to go forward. Yeah, Chris Middleton, nice game by him, 34, 8 and 5 last night. Brooke Lopez, 24 and 14. Bobby Portis, 21 and 14. With a full complement of players, I think that Milwaukee wins the East this year. I really do. I think they got enough. I think Giannis is playing at an MVP level, even though he didn't play last night. And they have the perfect mix of veteran guard play, shot makers. They've got those guys. Veteran guards, shot makers, a superstar in Giannis, and experience. All of those things matter. I like Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference.